Hello everyone, Shake here with another Transformers review, and today I will be reviewing the Transformers Studio Series 92 Transformers The Last Knight Crosshairs. And here he is out of the packaging, and the packaging's right here. Standard backdrop, just, standard stuff. Back of the box, Transformers in 26 steps. He is an official GM product. That's pretty cool. Yeah, turns into a Corvette. That's pretty cool artwork, like that. And then the backdrop looks mighty nice, and the figure himself actually looks really good. I think I broke his head when I was just trying to follow because it said push forward. I pushed forward and it wasn't moving, and pop, but it came off because it's clear plastic, but super glued it, so it's back on, so it's fine. Mostly fine. But yeah, that's pretty much it. As far, there's not a whole lot to him, but he does look really cool. I think he does it fairly well. He does have a little bit of gaps right there, but his hands flip right in there. His guns are pretty cool. It's looks like semi-automatic rifles. He has two of them. They're exactly the same, just molded black plastic. His face does look really nice, very well molded. You can see the blue for his eyes and then the red for his goggles, which you cannot pull down. He does have the trench coat look, which is really nice. This forms part of the hood of the car, and then this forms the side of the car. That's the roof and all that. And this spoiler always pops off constantly. It never wants to stay on. Is annoying. There's a lot of green, obviously, and I like the pattern on this side, which makes it look a little more like fabric, more flexible. So I think maybe it's possible that, even though the instructions say to have it like this, and on the box it looked like that in robot mode, it's possible that you could have it where that's facing so that you can see the more fabric-y looking side. And then there's also molded detail on there, which looks really nice. Although he is really detailed, he does have a little bit of, it has a little less articulation than some. The head is on a ball joint. You can't really look up and down very much, even before his head got messed up. It does get wibbly wobbly, and probably can do a full 360, but like I said, since I broke his head off, I really don't want to be too, mess with it too much for risk breaking it off again. Arms can't go out very far, mainly because of the shoulder guard. Arms can do a full 360 that way. You can get a little bit of butterfly motion, but that's also kind of for transformation. You do get a bicep swivel, but it is very stiff mushroom, and it looks like it could, okay, no, it is spinning freely, but for a moment there it looked like the top part wasn't spinning, and that might have just sheared off part of the mushroom peg, but it is very stiff. Bicep, just over 90-degree bend. No wrist rotation. You can move these around. They're hinged. Unfortunately, he has no hip rotation, but that's also due to transformation and also probably to accommodate all of this going on. He can do the full splits, although you'll have to move his trench coat kind of out of the way. Legs can't go very far forward. If you move that back, they can go pretty far back. Over 90-degree bend at the knee. There's a double hinge at the knee, but that's pretty much for transformation. And he does have ankle tiltage, so that's about it for articulation and all that. So let's go ahead and get him transformed. Well, before we do that, there is storage for the guns. You can put them in here on the right there on the car doors, although they don't really seem to like to stay on there. They came off when I was transforming him. So yeah, they don't really, and once you get him transformed, you can't just stick him on there, but he can transform with them on there. Oh, and also, this has a tendency to want to pop off if you're not careful. I think mine was just never fully on there when they packaged it, but it, yeah, it's this. Well, anyway, but yeah, do and extend that, and you can see that a lot of the car is a shell. Like it is. He is kind of a shell former, because as you can see with the backpack out of the way, he's pretty thin, which isn't that bad, I guess. And these pretty much stay up here. And then, but you can lift those up real quick, but you just collapse his legs down on that double hinge, and then you rotate his feet in, rotate in, collapse together, and then also this, like that. There we are. because there's going to be something that tabs in right there, or was it somewhere else? Whatever. But you have these up here. As like I said, the hood is going to go over that. Then just rotate this around, and if this comes off, the spoiler comes off, or that comes off, and yes, see, spoiler, it came off. It's not much of a spoiler alert, but yeah. And then also, since this thing right here that it pegs in, or yeah, that slot it goes into, it wiggles around, so it's hard to get it on there sometimes. But yeah, get that. And then this right here, obviously, is the back end of the car. Just get that kind of rotated down. You don't want to press it all the way in yet. Then just kind of get the sides of the car situated. Kind of got the car mostly there. Like I said, as you can see, it's a lot of shell stuff. The only thing that feels more substantial for the car is the legs. And of course, it's pretty much his trench coat forms a shell. I mean, I'm not going to complain too much. I think that's actually kind of cool because I don't remember the original toy that they did for the original movie. I think he kind of looked like he had a trench coat, but it wasn't as good. And then the feet, the part of the edge sides of the feet tab into the front of the hood like that. And then, come on. And then this right here, like I said, the trench coat flaps. Oh, come on. They're supposed to tab into up here, or slot in, but the problem is it's not cooperating. Sometimes it's a little easier than other times, but it's kind of tricky to get everything tabbed in properly on the roof hood. There we are. Okay. Get that in there. Then if it came loose, tab those back in. And the shoulders, they just go in, and well, it does go in, but you also want to put his arms in and rotate because they're going into the back, and then they tabs in right in there. There we are. But you want to make sure that that's kind of tabbed in. There we are. Okay, mostly there. I am thinking about maybe trying to get a hold of the Last Night Hot Rod. I don't really care too much for the character, but I think the vehicle mode is really cool. And also, if they do a lockdown, that would be really cool. If they do, I think they did do a series lockdown a while back, but I never got a hold of it. But maybe I should. But I think it's also really expensive. And then just collapse that down. And then if it came off, just tab this back in. And I'm thinking about gluing it, but I'm just afraid of how easily it pops off and it's just going to end up snapping off. But there, we have him in his car mode. And it's a very clean car mode. As you can see, if you can keep the guns on, it actually is a very nice storage. And he rolls actually fairly well. And what's really nice is that, look, they're pinned in wheels. They are not snap-on. They are pinned in! I'm actually happy about that. Like, there's a lot of pins on this guy. Granted, it's not everywhere, but it's a lot more than usual. And then, yeah, and then there's some nice silver detail for the rims. It just looks really cool. Like, honestly, this guy surprised me. Like, I was thinking, like, he doesn't look like he'll be the greatest, but I'd say his car mode is the best mode. But I do love the way they do the trench coat. And that's about it for Transformers Series 92, Transformers The Last Night Crosshairs. If you like this review and you'd like to see more, please click that like and subscribe button to see more. And until next time, have a good one, everyone.